Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Healthy Living with Eric Sue Radio. Let's have some fun. So the big mystery is this: how do average Joes and Janes who did not cheat and hire personal trainers and chefs, who want to live fit and healthy, how do we achieve our health and fitness goals and live our healthiest life, yet still have plenty of time to enjoy it? That's the million-dollar question, and this podcast will give you the answer. My name is Eric Sue, and welcome to Healthy Living with Eric Sue Radio. Hey guys, before I dive into today's episode is sponsored by Core Secrets. Core Secrets is a workshop that I videotaped, and now you can learn how to train your core more effectively and get stronger without hurting yourself. And you can get that at goality.com/core workshop. All right, you guys, welcome back. I am so excited for this episode because I just got back from a trip to Phoenix, and we decided to go there a little early. We were going there for a conference, health conference, and we ended up going there early to explore Phoenix and travel a little bit and hike a little. So we ended up in Tucson, and it was a 2-hour drive down from Phoenix, and we wanted to see Sabino Canyon and Bear Canyon. And what was there was Seven Falls. And what we didn't realize was the distance, I guess. And when we got there, it was about, we'll say 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And the reason we got there so late was because we actually got lost going there. A fun little story. GPS can be weird sometimes, and we were following the GPS to what we thought was Sabino Canyon, and it just brought us around to this like 8,000 foot elevation, about an hour away. But what we were able to see was a beautiful view from the top of this climb, and the road was twisty and windy, and if anyone has ever been to Puerto Rico, it actually reminded us of driving around in Puerto Rico with all those winding streets and up the hills and so forth. But anyhow, the view was beautiful, and I guess instead of complaining about it, we actually had a good time. And so anyhow, we went to this Sabino Canyon finally, and it was around 2 o'clock. What they said to us was that it was going to be about a 2-hour hike in, which was two miles. And in my mind, I'm like, what, 2 miles? That can't be 2 hours, or at least an hour and 45 minutes. And but anyhow, it actually turned out that way. Well, we got to the drop-off point, and it wasn't too hot. We had enough water, I thought. And my wife was with me. And the thing about hiking is that the surface that you walk on is rocky, it's dry, and you kind of have to be careful, so you can't go fast, right? So what I remember was walking and just trying not to twist my ankle, and make sure we're on the path and so forth. Avoiding a lot of the trees that were there. And it wasn't like there was a lot of trees, but at some points there were like branches sticking out. But what's really interesting was like it was hot as we climbed and as we hiked this path. And I want to say that my wife's a trooper. She gives her best effort. And and in some points it can wear down on people because the travel, the distance, the time, the pain, all that stuff. And certainly there were points where she felt like she wanted to give up. She wanted to turn around. She didn't feel 100%. The pace was too fast. The terrain was harsh, and obviously heat. exhaustion was a factor. Okay, and I want to say in the hour, and it took us almost 2 hours actually to get to this waterfall. There are a few points where it's like, do I have to keep going? I just want to rest a little bit more. And at one point, it was almost like, I want to go back. I want to quit. And, I can remember at one point in this hike, there was a lot of uphill points and, winding uphill, hot, and so forth. And so we had to make sure we took breaks, right? Now, imagine you're going on this health journey and you are maybe weight loss, for example, and you're just not getting to where you want to be. Just like this hiking trip. It took us, like I said, 2 hours in this heat. It wasn't very comfortable. And there were points where we just wanted to turn back. It was like, is it worth it? It was kind of getting late. It was almost 4 o'clock by the time we got there. And, or actually almost 5. And there was like some doubt whether or not we would be able to get back before it got dark, right? And the total distance, by the way, from the waterfall back to where our car was almost 10 miles. And so all those things ran through our heads as to, is it worth it to get to the Seven Falls? We're hot, we're sweaty, we're almost running out of water, everything hurts, and, should we give up and turn around? And so, in our journey, in our health journey, there are going to be times where there might be hard situations where you just want to give up. And so what ended up happening was that we decided to keep going. We decided that we didn't go travel that far, that much time to give up and just to turn around and not see this waterfall. And slowly but surely, like everything else, we got to the waterfall, which was very, very nice and pretty, and it was so worth it when we got there because we finally found water. We got to the end goal result that we wanted to, and what a relief, right? And what if we didn't keep going? What if we stopped, right? You all probably can imagine. Obviously we would not have seen the waterfall. We would not have been able to take the pictures to prove that we were there, and our satisfaction would have been, what if we continued, if we turned around and went home, right? And so I want to just encourage everyone who's listening to this podcast that the journey is going to be long. It may not be hot like we were in Phoenix, but the journey is long. And the quick result we wanted, which was just to get to the waterfall, it didn't happen. But you know what? We've ended up getting there in the end, right? And so if you give up, right? If you're struggling, you're listening to this and you're struggling with your weight loss, for example, or your health goals right now, and you're struggling, and if you give up, what is the option there? What are you telling yourself? Are you saying that the outcome is not worth it? It was so worth it that we were able to make it to the waterfall. We met some great people there too, and that would never have happened, right? And so let's not give up too quickly, and let's always be optimistic about what will happen if we keep going, right? Let's stay focused on that. All right. Well, we ended up getting out of there around 7 p.m. So again, we started around 2. We ended up getting out there by 7. Going back was actually more fun because we kind of knew where we were going. And so that was always good. And so just real quick, for those who are thinking that it's easier for me to say because of who I am and everything, and no matter who you are, everyone has the option to give up. We could have given up on this hiking trip and said, you know what, it's getting too late, we're running out of water, and so forth, and turned around. And not using that as a perfect analogy, and everyone's situation is different. let's just all agree that when we give up, we don't get the opportunity to experience what we are all striving for. Okay, and so I hope you guys enjoy this one. Before I dive or continue, circling around this topic and repeating myself, I just want to encourage you guys to never give up. Okay, and if you hear it from me, you hear it from others. We're all gonna say pretty much the same thing, but I hope this makes sense to you. I appreciate you guys listening in. If you guys are interested in learning more from me, continue listening to my other podcast episodes. I would really appreciate it. And if you can, leave me a feedback or review on iTunes. That would be really great. Hope you guys are doing well, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening. Remember to subscribe and leave feedback for me. Would you like me to teach you 7 simple ways to increase your energy for free? If so, go download your free Feel Energized e-course by subscribing to this podcast at ericwsu.com/radio. Also, if you have a question and want it answered live on the show, you can submit your question there.